also does say it's got niacinamide in it. Yeah, I know that. Hi guys, James here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. In today's video, guys, we're going to be playing with some new makeup. I have a whole lot of new base makeup products that I want to play with. I'm not going to do any eyeshadow today because I don't know if you can see, I've got a bit of a not a pink eye moment, but we have a little bit of a crusty eyelid moment here. I don't know what's happening here. It was very flaky. It was very pink. It is starting to heal. But no eyeshadow is going to sit well on that crusty pink area. So today we're just doing a base makeup, which is okay because I do have a whole lot of new base products to play with. We have foundations, concealers, bronzers, blushes, highlighters, lip products, and primer. So I'm excited. I haven't done one of these videos where it's just about the base. I usually do eyeshadows or a full face using eyeshadow at the end as well, but I want to just focus on the base today. I did actually go to the store today and pick up some of these items, and some of these items I picked up last week, which I showed you in my new makeup release video, which a lot of people like those videos, so I'm going to keep doing them. I have been saving a whole lot of new makeup releases on my Instagram this whole week, so we'll be doing that later on this week. But today we are all about the base. So foundation, we have the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Pore-less 12-Hour Wear Foundation. Now, I did show you this last week. This is in the shade 1112. Hopefully it's a shade match. We also have the Fit Me Maybelline New York Concealer. So we've got both of these. Now, this one is in the shade 05. Hopefully it's lighting up. And then we have a whole lot of other products. I do apologise, I have a little bit of a cough still. It is in the middle of winter. It is raining today. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud with the rain on the metal roof that I have on my house. But we will power through that anyway. Let's get straight into it. So I'm going to let's go with it. Ooh, we've got a primer first. So I got this primer from my friend Lottie. I caught up with her a week or 2 weeks ago. And she gave me this. This is the Essence Pore-less Partner Primer. Mattifying and blurring with niacinamide. And also does say it's got niacinamide in it. Yeah, I know that. It says won't clog pores. 30 mils. I think she used it once or twice and it didn't work for her. So it's there we go. There, that's what it looks like. So we'll shake it up first and then we'll try this on our face. I did put moisturizer this morning before I went to the shops. I actually went to Adore Beauty. So Adore Beauty is basically a Mecca or Sephora, but with a lot less makeup, which I found out when I got there. So I'm just going to, oh, it's pink, like strawberry pink. That's cute. I'm just going to apply it straight from the tube onto the face a little bit. Like I said, I went to Adore Beauty today, and it just opened last week up in Perth. Now, they had a grand opening and stuff. I'm kind of glad I missed that. I did actually go to the grand opening of Sephora when it first opened here in Perth, probably 3 or 4 years ago now, and that was worth it. I actually went with Lottie, and we had a really good time. We actually got interviewed by the media, and we were on the news, which was exciting to see us there. And yeah, I was excited to go there. Sephora I love, and Mecca Max I love as well. But Adore Beauty, unless you're going for skincare, I wouldn't go. They've got 3 different foundations. They've got NYX, which you can already buy at Priceline here. And then they had this other brand that I'd never really known or heard of, with some face palettes and some blushes. Other than that, makeup-wise, nothing really there. The rest was just skincare and hair care. So I kind of wasted my time. But I did go to Priceline and pick up 2 new products, which I'll feature in this video in a second. That primer smells really nice. I like the sticky primers. The ones I normally use are the e.l.f. gripping primers or this NYX face glue primer, just because I've got a bit of texture and I like a primer that grips my foundation and holds everything in place. This is just like a moisturizer. It just feels like a moisturizer. I mean, it's cooling. Oh God, I haven't even done my brows. My brows need to be plucked, but don't worry about that. We're not doing eyeshadow. I don't know about this primer. It's just I can't even feel it on my face anymore. It's just soaked into the skin. It's not even leaving that moisturizer feel, where you can feel it on your face. I don't want to add more because I did put on quite a bit. Nah, we're just going to go with that. Let's see how the foundation lies over it. Oh, I've got to take the tape off this. So anyway, I went to Adore Beauty. Waste of time. I mean, if you're going there for skincare, great. If you're going there for hair products, great. Makeup, not really. I would just go to Sephora and make a max over there. Oh, wait, this is just... Oh, okay, I thought this was a pump. It's not, it's just one of those. Oh, I kind of hate these ones. It is? Yeah, okay, it's just... Okay, I thought it was a pump. I don't really like these ones because I always pour out too much and then it's hard to get it back in. But let's try. At the start, nothing came out and then a lot came out. So now I've got too much and it's going to be too hard to pour it back in. So that's annoying. Oh, I haven't even... I normally spot conceal with my Nars. I'm still going to do that because that's what I always use. No matter what base products I use, I will always use my Nars spot concealer. So nothing's changed there. So we're going to quickly do that because I do have some redness to cover up. So let me just quickly do that and I'll be right back. Alright family, we are back. We've concealed a little bit. We don't have too many breakouts, like I had this one right here and then where my shaving area is, but nothing too much. The only thing I'm going to do with my eyelid is I'm going to put some foundation, which I normally do, to like make it all one colour, but we're not going too far onto the eyelids just because we're not doing eyeshadow. But yeah, that's where we are. Now this foundation kinda doesn't look like it's going to be the right shade for me. But, oh, that's actually quite watery. I'm used to the Revlon Mousse foundation that is more of a whipped formula, not really a liquid, more of a cream whip, very light and very full coverage. I haven't used a liquid foundation in quite a while, just because that foundation from Revlon I've been using for, I think it's over 2 years. Let me just show you the bottle so you know which one I'm talking about. I just bought a new one because I ran out of my last one. So this is the one that I use all the time. It is the Color Stay Full Coverage Foundation in the shade Sand Beige. And it is a whipped cream foundation formula. So the liquid is a bit new to me because I haven't probably used a liquid foundation in over a year. But it smells like chemicals. It is... Okay, well the nose is not looking great, but it is, I think it's buildable. Probably medium coverage. Does it say full coverage on here? Just says wears up to 12 hours normal to oily. I guess normal to oily skin combination. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything but normal to oily. So I'm guessing that's what it's targeted for. What is that? There's something in the actual foundation. Almost like a hair, but not my hair. Like a plastic glue hair. Probably from the packaging. Anyway, let's apply this and see how it wears.
Maybe let me just get this quickly. I think maybe. Okay, let's try that. Nope, still the same.
Okay, so I just got some paper towel and squeezed the beauty blender out just because I thought maybe there's too much water in this because this foundation is very liquidy. Like I'm picking it up and it's absorbed into the sponge, and this is the sponge I normally always use. It's just kind of absorbed into the sponge. I'm actually going back into the foundation. Normally what I poured out would be twice the amount I need with my other foundations, but I'm actually having to go in with more just because it's not really giving me the coverage I need, and I haven't even started doing the neck. So yeah, I'm using a lot more foundation than what I would normally use with my Revlon one, but we're going to make it work. We are going to make it work. Alright guys, we are back and this is currently where we are at with the foundation. I'm going to really zoom you in. This is not going to get pretty, but I really want to show you, like, can you see under the eyes? It's just very watery right here. Not giving me the coverage I normally have. And I'm blending and blending, but as soon as I add more, it's kind of taking the rest of the foundation off. Just because the older foundation's drying down, and when I put more on with a sponge, it's kind of lifting the old foundation off. The nose is just, it's not where it's normally at. Like right here, nothing there. it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. I don't know what's wrong with this foundation. But let's continue. We're just going to go in with the concealer, the Maybelline concealer. Now, I've used this once before, years ago. But let's see how it's actually going to work with the foundation. Now, they are part of the same collection, the Fit Me Maybelline. So they are meant to work together well. So we'll see exactly how it's going to wear with this foundation. And see if I can make it work a little bit better under the eyes with this concealer. I am putting my concealer on everywhere like I normally do, and we are going to blend it out with a brush under the eyes. I use these Morphe brushes for the concealer under the eyes just because I find it easier to get it right under the under eyes with a brush rather than a sponge. So let's quickly do that on one side. I thought this would be light enough, but I don't think I've gone light enough with the concealer shade. And it's not, like, it's meant to be thicker than the foundation. It seems to be the same consistency. It's very watery. Very, very watery. I don't know. It's not giving me the smooth, like, creamy thickness that I like for the concealer, because I do have some quite fine and lots of age lines under my eyes, and this is not doing anything for it. Nothing. It's kind of blended away to nothing. I normally go for highlighted under eye, and this is not giving me that at all. My W7 concealers, which are like $4 to $6, do that very well, the highlighted look that I like, and it's a lot more creamier than this. This is very watery. This is not looking good, especially in this area here. I don't know what is happening there. I don't know what's happening, but let's do the nose now. Even the nose is looking, this is not good, guys. I don't know. I bought these because I was like, I need a new concealer and a new foundation. I've been using the W7 ones, and I'd run out, and I wanted to try something new because I wasn't getting bored with the same products, but I wanted to try something new and see if I could buy something new that was on sale and that I can rely on when the other items are full price. I can buy this on sale and go between both of them because I am a budget queen here. And these were 40% off, so that's why I bought them. Because, you know, Maybelline's been good to me in the past. See, this is what I'm looking for. It's a lot lighter here, and I don't know why it didn't do that under the eyes. Anyway, like I was saying, Maybelline has been really good to me in the past, but this is not good. I'm just looking in the viewfinder, and again, let me zoom it in. I always do the wrong way. Can we just see what's happening under here? Like this, where's the brush? This area here, it's all very crusty. The nose is very sheer right here. It's not giving me coverage. I'm adding, and then yeah, it's not really giving me the coverage I want. Here's a bit brighter. Under the eyes, no brightness at all that I can really see. I've got a little brush hair there. This, not even covering the dark circles I have really. In person I can see it. I don't know if the ring lights on camera are washing it out, but in person I can't really see the difference at all. On the forehead, a lot of creasing, and normally the concealers that I have are a lot thicker, so they kind of fill in those fine lines a bit more. Anyway, we are going to continue. We have the OXX Cosmetics Sun Glazer Bronze Stick. Now this is like a dupe for the Milk Little applicators and bronze sticks, same size and everything. I did buy this. I think these were $4 from Kmart, and I bought them because I wanted to try it. I'm going to take the little plastic cap off. We're going to wind it up, and we're just going to use this on the temples up here. Okay, first of all, that wasn't as creamy as what I thought, but it's there. Okay, might be the wrong shade for me, but we're going to make it work. We're going to put a little bit here and a little bit more here. We're just going to go with that for now. We're going to try and blend that out and see how that works, and we're going to use one of these brushes. These are the Kmart brushes as well. XX Beauty. It is a foundation brush, but it is quite a dense brush, so it's great for blending out cream products. So we're just going to try and attempt to blend this out and see how that works. Okay, it's a bit less creamy than what I had hoped. Usually by now it would have all blended out, but there's a little bit more stippling that I need to do to get it to blend out. But it's moving, like it's moving the product. I just have to really blend it out in the forehead. Now you can do this with a beauty blender. I always use my cream products with a brush, so that's what I'm doing today. But whatever works for you, I just find a brush works a lot better for me. It's definitely not as creamy as my LYS bronzer stick or the milk ones, but it's doing the job. And for $4, you can't really go too wrong with it. Like, it's perfect for traveling because it's so small. Might need to get more of a, I don't know if it's the right shade for me. It's looking a little too orange for me. Maybe, I want to say a bit darker, but I don't think that's the problem. I just think the shade is a bit wrong for me. It's a bit too warm tone. I actually don't mind that though. That's not too bad. So I keep looking in the viewfinder to make sure that everything's focusing and not into the camera. So hopefully that doesn't annoy you. It's not too bad. I do have quite a bit of a line here. I could probably go in a bit more with some of the bronzer to really bronze out the hairline, but I'm not going to. We're just going to leave it like that. I actually really like that. That's not too bad. All right. So that's probably, I would say that's probably a 7 out of 10. Foundation so far is probably a 4 out of 10. And then the concealer is probably a 4 out of 10 as well, because it's not doing what I wanted it to do. Let's go in and set my face. Now we have another Maybelline product. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. Now this is the pressed powder. I thought it was a loose powder. It's not. So we are just going to use this, and hopefully it's a lot better than the foundation and concealer. Now this is what it looks like. It is in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. I do have a brand new little puff from Kmart, OXX Cosmetics. We're going to try and pick some of this up and attempt to apply it onto the under eyes. Okay, so it does pick up, and we're just going to tap off the excess on the back of my hand. Then we're going to go in with the under eye. I'm going to do one under eye and half a face with this and show you what it looks like compared to the other side. Now this powder is meant to be amazing. I've never tried the Maybelline setting powders before, but everyone says it's amazing. It's okay. It definitely has some pigment to it. It's not a translucent one. It doesn't say translucent, but I did try to pick up the lightest shade that I could. They had 4 shades, and the lightest one was this shade, and then they do have some loose powders. I actually went to look if they had any loose powders at Priceline today, but they didn't have any in stock. They were all sold out, so this is just the one I'm using today. I normally do use a brush for the rest of my face, but because it's a pressed powder, I just think this little puff is probably going to do better with a pressed powder, because I can control how much I put on this when I'm pressing down into the pan. So far so good. I'm not going to lie, it's actually working quite well. So this is probably more of a win for me. I'm actually kind of glad I got this. I do wish it was a loose setting powder, but the pressed powder is doing its job, which is good. Alright everyone, I have zoomed you in. Half of my face is powdered and the other half is not powdered. So I just want to see if you can see the difference on camera. In person I can definitely see in the mirror, but on camera I hope it translates that this is all mattified. And it has blurred a little bit compared to this side, like especially on the nose. It's blurred it. It does have, I don't know if you can see like a line, it does have a bit of pigment to the powder. So it's a little darker than this side, which hasn't had any powder on it. I'm not hating this powder. I think this powder is probably a 8 to 9 out of 10 for me. So far, so good. I don't know how it will wear over time, but so far, first impressions, not too bad. So let me quickly powder the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back and powdered, and my face actually feels so smooth. When I'm rubbing my hands all over it, it feels very smooth. I do have some powder left on my hands, and that's probably because I've just put too much powder on, so you could probably go in with like a fluffy brush and just sweep any excess powder away, which I'll just quickly do and see if that makes a difference with the way it feels on my face, or if that's just how the finished product feels like on the face, if it's meant to be like left silky smooth. And it's still, yeah, that actually feels really smooth on my face. That's actually really nice. Now I just want to quickly zoom in. Since I powdered this area here where I had the outbreak, normally my other foundations cover that, and the concealers, and I did spot conceal and everything beforehand. Normally that will be completely covered, but you can actually see the pigment of the color coming through there, and that has come up since I powdered. So I think because I've powdered, I don't know if it's dried it out or if it's lifted some of the foundation. Not that the foundation was great anyway, it's come through. So I just wanted to quickly mention that. I also powdered my eyelids, just because I did put foundation on. I powdered so it wouldn't crease throughout this whole video, and you can really see the crustiness of my eyelid, and that is why we are not putting any eyeshadow on today. But the powder does enhance any texture that you have, or any extreme texture that you have, which is what I have on my eyelid. So wanted to point that out before we continue. Let's zoom you back out. There we go. Now we can go on with some powder bronzer and some blushes. So I bought these two items from Australis today. These were actually just launched last week. This is the Fresh and Flawless Bronzer, and this is in the shade Glow Up, and this has 5 grams of product. So that's what that looks like. Looks nice. And then we have this blush. Now this is in the shade Delulu. Now I just wanted to quickly show the size comparison, if I can find. Normally have tweezers. I can't open these compacts without tweezers, just because they're just so hard to open without them. Now, this one here retails for $15.95 full price from Priceline. That's what I paid for today. This one here retails for $13.95, so $2 difference. This has 5 grams of product, and this has 2.8 grams of product. For $2 difference, there's a huge size difference. I don't know if blush is more expensive to make. I don't know. I don't know if it's the pigment, it costs more. But I was surprised at the price difference when you get like almost double the size of bronzer. I just wanted to quickly mention that. Now I'm going to go in with another OXX Kmart brush. This is a brand new one. And I'm just going to powder my forehead with this bronzer, and also the jawline, because I didn't put any on before. I'm swirling my brush around. There's like, oh, there's a little bit of pigment, but before there was nothing coming off. I mean, I would expect a lot more pigment, but let's try it anyway. I've got my mirror here. We're just going to do the temples first. Oh, okay, there's a lot of pigment there. It doesn't look like there's much, but it is pigmented. On the brush, it didn't look like much at all. Okay, that's actually... Ooh, that's a nice colour. It just gives some warmth to the face, which I think I just needed, because yes, the other bronzer, the cream little bronzer stick, was okay, but I needed a little bit more colour, and this is giving me that, so that's nice. Just going to apply a little bit more on the cheeks, just because some of that powder did knock some of that pigment away from the cream bronzer. Well, that's nice. $15.95, not too bad for the amount of product. Let me just quickly do some on the jawline, give it a little bit more of a life and contour on the jawline. I don't actually have any cool tone contour products to use on like the tops of my cheekbones here to give me that like hollowed out cheek vibe that I normally have, but I just didn't find anything new contour wise, so we just got bronzer today, and so far I'm actually not bad about this. I think this is definitely something that I would recommend to somebody if they're looking for a drugstore affordable bronzer. This is one that's really good. I'm actually happy with that. Let me just quickly add a little bit onto the nose. I haven't contoured my nose, so let me just quickly do that. I'll just get a little brush. I always use this for my nose contour, as you can tell, so we're just going to pick some of that up. Knock a little bit of that product off, because we know how pigmented it is. We're just going to apply some onto the nose very quickly. Yeah, that's nice. It's a very buildable formula, which is good too. So you don't have to pick up as much product as I did on the brush at the start. You can just build it up over time. I just thought I couldn't see much. Probably under the ring lights, it kind of washed some of that pigment away on camera and in person. just because the bright lights are very, very bright. But this is actually quite nice. Okay, I love that. That's a 10 out of 10 for me so far. Now we've got this blush. Now this blush, the little pan is a bit smaller, so we're going to use, I don't think I've got a, do I have a, you know what, we're going to use this one. It's fluffy. We're just going to, it's probably the right size for this brush, yeah. Okay, oh, that's a lot pigmented. Let's just knock some of that off, and we'll just apply a little, oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm liking this shade so far. Okay, I'm happy with this. Probably not the best brush to apply blush with, but it's doing the job. Very buildable. It's a soft pink, almost rose tone, and I'm really happy I picked these shades. There are some more muted and darker, like rosy tone shades, but I love a peach blush and a pink blush, so this was a nice in-between of those two shades, and I'm quite happy I picked that shade up. That's very nice. Again, 10 out of 10 so far. I'm loving that. I will do a review of all the new makeup products I've used this month. So at the end of this month, I will include those and tell you how I really feel about them, because by then I would have used them a few more times. But so far, so good. Really loving that. Next we have, oh, we got this other little bronzer, Bronze and Glow eyeshadow or face palette, sorry. This is from W7. Now it does have a bronzer in it, but I think it's just a little too dark for me. So that's why I didn't use it in this video today. So that's the bronzer shade. I think that's just a little too dark for me. But it does have these beautiful highlighters, which we will put on our face right now. When I get my highlighter brush, there we go. We've got this one here. This is from Artist Couture, my favorite highlighting brush that I have in my collection. This one here. And we are just going to go into the, it's got numbers on the back, so we're going to go into this champagne shade. It is shade number 1. Oh, that is very powdery, but that's all right. It might still work very nicely. Let's apply, oh, that's a lot of powder coming off that brush. Oh, that's nice. This shade is more of a champagne gold highlighter. Very nice. It is a bit of a powdery highlighter, so on my skin it's sitting on top of my skin rather than actually blending into the skin, which for me is not always the best because I do have texture and dryness on my cheeks and my highlighting area. So I will zoom in and show you what it looks like, and show you any texture that I can see. But it is blinding, like it's there, which is nice. But also remember, we are applying this over 4 out of 10 concealer and foundation. So maybe a foundation that works better for me might be a bit better, but this is a first impression, so let me zoom you in other way as always. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's emphasizing a little bit of texture there. A little bit of texture on this side as well, just here, not really blending into the skin. But because it's a powder, if I put a setting spray on it, it might melt into the skin a bit better, so we will do that. But I wanted to show you what it looks like without any like setting spray or anything on top of it. So that's what it looks like. We will put a little bit on the nose because we always love a little bit of a highlighter moment on the nose. And I am putting it on where I normally always put my highlighters. So I want to give this review, first impressions, a fair chance and do exactly what I would normally do with all my other base products that I love. So that's what my face looks like right now. I do like the formula. I am going to play with it more and tell you how I really feel at the end of this video. What else do we have? I do have a little Lippie stick. Now this is just a Colourpop Lippie stick. It's nothing too new. It's just a new shade to me. It is in the shade Brink. And I'm just going to apply a little bit onto my lips. Not too much. And I'm just going to pat it out with my finger. I just want to give it like a sheer wash of colour rather than like a full pigment moment. So I'm just going to do that with my finger. I'm not putting any lip liner on or anything like that. And that is kind of what I'm going for with the lip. I'm not trying to do like a full pigment lip moment with a lip liner or anything like that. I'm just tapping off the colour. And I am going to pair that with a lip drip from P.Louise. Now this is in the shade Can't Stop Me My Shine. So I'm going to apply that on my lips. This is new to me. I have had it for a while, but I haven't actually used this shade on my lips. I've got a couple of other shades I've used. So we're just going to apply, oh, that's pretty. I forgot the glitter reflect it has in it. This has a pink glitter reflect, which is really pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Now, the applicator is very, very small, so I'm going to have to go in a couple times to do my full lips, which is not always my favorite because you don't want to have to just dip in 3 or 4 times, especially if you're doing it out at a bathroom or, you know, on the bus or something. You don't want to have to just keep going in and out. This is actually a good formula. I just don't like the applicator. Oh, that's actually really pretty. Oh, I'm quite happy with that. Now, I'm not going to do anything with my brows at all today just because of this eyelid problem. It is actually going into the brows. I also have a little bit of a pimple under my brow hair here, and I don't want to have to like scrub any of the brow products away over that pimple because it is quite swollen and sore there. You just can't see under the brow hair. So I'm just going to leave my brows alone for the day, and I'm just going to apply some setting spray. Now, I don't have a new setting spray, but I'm going to go in. Actually, do I have one? I don't know. Don't think so. I know Lottie gave me a whole lot of foundations and stuff to try, which I'm really excited for, but I don't think I've got a new setting spray. No, so I'm just going to go in with the P.Louise setting spray. This is the Ready Set Slay. I actually like this setting spray, so let me just quickly do that. Okay. That was a lot of setting spray, but I actually like a lot of setting spray. Normally I do my setting spray twice. Once I've done my base makeup, I do my setting spray. Then once I've done my eyeshadow and highlighter and everything, I do another layer of setting spray. I didn't do the first one, so we're just doing both layers all at once. And putting a lot on. I've got my little Pride fan here. So let me just quickly fan my face off and then I'll be right back. And lovely people, we are back and this is the final look. Setting spray is completely dried down. I also did change into a new shirt because the white with the foundation line, I just didn't want that to be in the final look. So this is the final look. This is where we are. Let me zoom you in and show you everything. Oh, I got it right this time. So let's start off with the under eyes. Very, very crusty and dry. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe the lights are a bit bright, but it is very crusty and dry. I can see a little bit of the dark circles under my eyes. This area here, you can really see the outbreaks. Normally they are a lot more covered. You can see the blue tinge of the like outbreaks where they're healing. And then also the mouth area, I did spot conceal where I normally have like the shaving area with the Nars concealer, and that normally does help color correct. But you can still see that a lot with the mouth area and also on the chin area as well. It is very dry. The powder is really good. The powder for me is 10 out of 10. It did add a little bit of color to my like base products, but I'm actually not mad about it. So that's concealer, foundation, setting powder. Now the powder, bronzer and blush, I'm actually really loving the colors of the powder blush. Really like that. And the bronzer on the forehead looks really nice, and also on the jawline. I'm actually loving that. Now the little bronzer stick, this was okay. I think I do need to play with it a little bit more. Maybe with the correct foundation and concealer, this will work a little bit better. And I probably should have applied a bit more, but it actually blended out quite nicely with the brush, so I'm quite happy with that. And for $4, you can't really go wrong with that. So we will play with that a bit more in future videos. Now this little highlighter moment, I actually do like this highlighter moment. I think if I got the right concealer and foundation, this would look a lot better. It wouldn't cling onto this area. So I think this is not really the highlighter's fault. I think it's more the foundation concealer. So we'll try this on a new foundation concealer, maybe on my old foundation concealer, and see how it actually really performs. And then before I forget, we do have this little Essence primer. Now, I didn't feel like this did anything. Like, it didn't feel any different to before I applied it, but it's nice, it smells nice, it looks nice. I just don't think it did anything, but we will play with this again just to see if I can actually see any difference. I will probably apply more next time, but I thought I added enough, but next time we will try a little bit more and see if it does anything. But for me right now, it's probably a 3 out of 10 because I just don't think it did anything, but we'll try it again. That is everything in today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to sit down and give you a video while this little monstrosity of my eyelid is healing, so I can get back into eyeshadow reviews, because I have 3 new eyeshadow palettes that I want to play with, but I didn't want to do a first impressions when I have a crusty musty on my eyelid right now. I want to give those palettes a fair review, so I'm going to wait until that all heals and we'll get back into eyeshadow hopefully next week. But that is today's video, guys. I hope you did like it. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new. If you've tried any of these products, please let me know down below and how you found them. And if you've got any tips on any of these products, please let me know as well. Till next time, guys, stay safe and I'll see you later. All my love. Bye.